Well, welcome to my channel, welcome to Club Fed. I did 4 years in prison and I'm still not dead. Subscribe to the channel and give it a like. And share this video with someone tonight, yeah. Hi, welcome to my channel, Club Fed True Stories. My name is Sean, and I took a little break doing some videos. I wanted to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I did it, guys, thanks to you, all the viewers out there. Yeah, I broke 1,000 2 nights ago, and then an hour ago I get on and it says now you've been monetized. In 2 days. Apparently in 2012 I had a personal channel, and I guess back then they didn't have the 1,000 things to get monetized, and I already had a Google AdSense account. And anyways, I guess the videos are monetized now, and I had to click on all the buttons and make that happen. And so I'm back doing videos, guys. I got about 2 weeks worth of material to do right now. Today's video, I'm going to read comments from you guys. Got an email from Jonathan, a couple emails to read from him. He's the guy I did an interview on a couple weeks ago, had to self-surrender. He's doing a year and a day. And it's all good news from him. And I'm going to read these comments, answer the questions. And so today is Tuesday, March 9th. So tomorrow, Wednesday, March 10th, guy named Raheem's going to come on. I'm going to do an interview with him. He just got sentenced today to 27 months. I think 60 days or 90 days to turn himself in. And he wants to come on a show. We're going to talk all about everything he's been through, how he feels today after getting sentenced. I know a weight's been lifted off his shoulder, and I'll let him tell you all that tomorrow. On Thursday, March 11th, guys, I'm going to go live now. I'm going to go live at least once a week. I'm going to start with Thursdays at 1 o'clock Pacific time. That'll be 4 p.m. for all you guys on the East Coast, and I'll answer all your questions. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Hit the like button, and that gives the algorithms out there. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and share the video. All that good stuff. And let me start with some of these comments. And I get lots of phone calls. I get texts. And, I started this channel before. I started this channel after I got out of prison because I wanted to help out guys that are facing prison time, more or less going to a camp or going to a low, for the non-violent kind of criminals out there. So if you're looking at how to make a tattoo gun and make a shank and all that stuff, there's other prison channels for that. I'm not going to show you how to make a shank. If this is more for your average guys going to prison that are scared, people that are curious. Yeah, Club Fed, does it exist? It's not a country club, but it compared to a penitentiary, man, it's definitely a Club Fed. So if you are facing pretrial, you've been indicted, you think you're going to federal prison, I deal more with federal prison stuff. I got all kinds of links in my description below on how to write letters to the judge, character references for your family, how to email inmates, send money to inmates, what you should say to the judge, how to get into RDAP, all kinds of free links, guys. So, I'm not a prison consultant, and I don't want to be. Okay, you can go pay those guys $10,000. Some of those guys are good, some of those guys are bad. You can watch a lot of my videos and their videos. You can send me a text, email me, and I can answer your questions too. And maybe we'll save you 10 grand. But then there's some people that are just curious about prison, what prison's like for regular guys. The big difference between a camp and a low, I'm going to tell you this real quick. This fence here, so behind me is probably a low or a medium. You're not going to see a fence like this at a camp. Also, you will not see chomos at a camp. And I went to a camp. If you don't know what a chomo is, that's a child molester. And the lows are full of them. And I just got my channel monetized, so I really don't want to give you my opinion, but they don't give those guys enough time. I'll just leave it at that. I'll save that for another video. Anyways, so let me go straight to these comments, and I'll try to answer your questions. So I got one from Daniel. I'm sorry you had to go through that as a kid. Keep your head up, man. Keep up with the videos. Oh, he saw my commissary days here. You know, that video hit 26,000 views so far? I gotta rewatch it. I had a lot of commissary items that I held up and told people about, but I guess I talked more. I must have talked about how my dad beat me as a kid, and that's probably one of the reasons I ended up in prison later. Yeah, my dad used to tell me I was no good. I was no son of his. I'll never amount to nothing. And my dad died while I was in prison, and I really didn't shed too many tears for that man. He was very violent, angry, alcoholic, drunk, beat my mother, beat my stepmother, beat me, beat my brother. Just very abusive childhood, and I'll save the rest for another video. But thank you for saying that, Daniel. We got here Blue Boxer, new sub. You funny. Just watched Cook and Supermax, the beef burglar. Looking forward to this. He's talking about the hamburger. Oh yeah. This guy, he only lasted a week. He walked out of a because I had a job at the Supermax. So if you don't know, no, so campers are like workers. When you go to a camp, they're usually work camps. They give you a job. And one of my jobs was we had to drive over to the Supermax every day and work inside the Supermax in the food service. And this guy just started, and he shoved all these hamburger patties down his shirt and down his pants, a whole case of them. I mean, they were frozen, and he wrapped them in plastic and all that. And they search you when you come out. And a lot of guys will have a thing of chicken or some cheese or meat shoved in their boots, but and the guards really don't care about that. But when you got all the hamburgers sticking out of your shirt and stuff, and you know what? So they fired him, and he got the nickname as the Hamburglar. And so that's what everybody gets nicknames in prison. So he was the Hamburglar, and yeah, and you know, all they did was fire him. I mean, they could have thrown him in a hole and pressed charges for stealing and all that, but most guards are pretty cool. When you're stealing stuff, they're just gonna make you take it out and leave it, you know, throw it away. And some guards will give you a shot. A shot's a write-up. Just depending on your attitude when you get caught, you know. So the deal when you work at food service is they tell you you can eat as much as you want, whenever you want, while you're there working, right? Just eat till you can't eat no more, you know, but don't take anything with you. Some guys, they still got to take it with them. Next one. Just breathe, relax. You're doing a good job. You keep trying to catch your breath. Good video. Bless you, life, bro. That's another one on the commissary video. I got a few guys saying, breathe, catch your breath. I don't know if I was excited or not, but man, part of that's my personality. But I will breathe. Thanks for watching. Next, Buddy Lopez. Good info, even for people who aren't facing time. Thank you. See, I love audience people. I love viewers like that that are just curious about prison. There's a lot of prison channels out there, guys. So, and I watch most of them, you know. So, you know, I'm going to give a shout out to Randy King TV. Now, he's a new guy, and me and him kind of talk back and forth, and we each had about 100 subscribers. You know, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. I watch his prison channel, and hopefully me and him are going to maybe do a little interview with each other and boost our channels, whatever. I watched the Wes Watson and the Larry Lawton and all those guys, and that's all penitentiary talk. And, you know, I'm not a penitentiary guy, and my niche is kind of the white-collar, non-violent kind of guys. Most camps, half of it's drug dealers, and you know, so it's not like we're all, like, lawyers and doctors and stockbrokers. You know, I did wire fraud, but there was some crystal meth behind all that, you know, and it got me tweaking on taxes and how to get free money from the government, you know, and that's another video. Lots of other videos. I haven't done any drugs in over 4 years now, guys. I'm in recovery. So let's see this next one here. Angie McKay. This is fascinating. Thanks for sharing. I have 2 young family members who did ugly time, nonviolent offenses, but one entered the shock program that was available at that particular institution and got the sentence dramatically cut. Downside would have been making a mistake and getting an infraction while in this program, which would have been, oh, this is a long one, which would have been making a mistake, which would have been resulted in serving the entire original term, no time off for good behavior or anything else. This person did indeed learn from the experience and has no desire to repeat said experience. I was told that they were given to eat, and that in itself was a crime perpetrated by the institution against its inmates. 2 hard-boiled eggs for breakfast, 2 bologna sandwiches, a slice of elderly bologna on 2 pieces of dry white bread, stale of course, for lunch, and the same for dinner, 4 out of 7 days. The remaining 3 suppers were equally nutritious, being 1 slice of some kind of horrific pizza, the kind you get in the freezer section at Walmart for $1 or less. On one evening was a hamburger of indeterminate age and composition. Okay, so I'm thinking this is a state prison, a penitentiary, a medium. The food at our camp was not that bad, guys. And so I talked to people that have been in camps. Even Jonathan, who's in there now, I think he's been there a little over a month now, and he said the food's not bad. It depends where you go. They let the inmates do the cooking, and will the guards give you the right spices and herbs to put on their food? Some food service guards, they're not going to buy any spices. But in a camp, they usually work with you. I mean, most of the guards would come and eat the food that we were serving, and the inmates, they just cut in line and eat. But this person's going on and on about all the food, and I'll just run it up at the end. The only thing that matters is the profit margin. Best way to have high ratio profit to cost to feed the inmates on free or nearly free trash and charge the government what actual food would cost. Well, I know they have a budget, and a lot of wardens can get bonuses if they can keep their food costs down. And where I was at at the camp, so we had a camp, a medium, a penitentiary, and a supermax. And there's a big group of warehouses, and the guards are the food that's ordered is every federal prison has its region where they order foods, and if they can get deals, I mean, because we would get biscuits from Popeye's Chicken, we'd get Starbucks, those little breakfast sandwiches, we'd get curly fries from Arby's, things like that would come in wherever they could get deals on food, and our hamburgers weren't bad at all. I forget the brand name, but they were like 80-20, and they weren't bad. And I know Larry Lawton talks about breaking his teeth on the hamburgers he ate. He did federal time, but he was in the penitentiary and he was in a different place. The camps and the lows, the food's usually not that bad. I mean, it's like high school food, okay? It's not the greatest, but and they give you seconds, and they have salad bars, and all you can eat, and leftovers are on there, and you'll have rice and beans and soup and salad and leftovers. You can go back as many times as you want, fill your tray. On the salad bar part, they give seconds. Get real chicken on Thursdays. They got roast beef, lasagna, things like that. That's homemade meals. Wasn't that bad. Let's see. Damien says prison camps are mostly women prison because the system is hard on men, and guards love to piss off men at camp. So they go to the big house because most guards look at prisoners like a misbehaved dog. Well, I know in the mediums and the penitentiaries, they treat those inmates kind of like shit. They want to spit on them. They treated us campers a little different. We're doing 10 years or less, and we're all getting out, and we did an outdate. And there are guards that, their last job was at Home Depot. They applied to work at a prison, and the only difference between them and us is they did not get caught, and we got caught. You got your scumbag guards and stuff, but then you got the ones that treat you like a normal person, and they believe in second chances. And they treat campers a little different than they do the inmates in the penitentiary. We don't have fences, and we're called out of custody inmates, which means we can go in and out of the camp. You got to have a pass. But, some guys work in town, come back at the end of the day. Next one here. Annette says, where do I sign up? Just kidding. It sounded like you were treated well, like I just said. And she watched my Thanksgiving video. Yeah, and I talked about how we got real turkey and real ham. So we get a half a pound of turkey, half a pound of ham that was individually wrapped in these foil in foil. I used to trade my ham to somebody else, so I'd get 2 turkeys. We had real mashed potatoes, okay, and not for. Oh, and every time we had mashed potatoes, they were real mashed potatoes, okay. They didn't have butter though. They used some kind of blend of margarine. Maybe had a little butter in it for the mashed potatoes. They used real milk. We had stuffing and homemade stuffing, gravy, all that. God, they used to give us ice cream, pumpkin pie, and pecan pie. You get 3 desserts on Thanksgiving. It's pretty good. Next one here. Great job on the video. Each one is getting better. So proud of you. San Francisco takes all your money. What did he watch here? San Francisco does take all my money, but I'm not sure what that is. Speaking of money, I want to thank you, Alex. One of you viewers out there named Alex called me up and we talked and stuff, and he donated me $100. Sent me $100. I didn't know what to say, but I said yes, and he said, use it for your restitution. I got to pay $100 a month restitution for all the refunds I took from the government. Now, the refunds I took for the government, I got people refunds, and I took a little percentage out of their refund, and they got 80%. I got 20% for me and my guys. Anyways, I owe the government a lot of money. Let me see. Sherry here. Nice video. Sherry sends me a lot of videos. I know she sent me a text asking him, did I stop doing videos? No, Sherry. I just took a little break to hit the 1,000 subscribers. I did kind of get burnt out, and I thought about maybe YouTube's not for me. Maybe I've did enough videos. Maybe that's the end. I don't know. But I hit the 1,000 subscribers, and I've been getting phone calls. No, I'm going to keep doing this. And now, I'm monetized the commercials, so maybe I get 10 cents a day. I don't know. That Larry Lawton guy, he's got over 1 million subscribers. And I heard when you get 1 million subscribers, those guys are making like 50 grand a month. I don't think I'd ever get 1 million subscribers, but I never thought I'd get 1,000 subscribers. Man. Let's see. Alan Scott. Your videos are getting better, bro. Yep, thank you too. Sherry, good video. Thanks. I'll watch this movie. Oh, yeah, I did a movie. It's called I Care a Lot. And it's about these people that scam old people and take all their money. They take their home, all their property, all their belongings. They're called guardians, and they do it all legally. And the judges are corrupt. The nursing homes they send these people to are corrupt. All the lawyers are corrupt. These guardians are corrupt. The whole thing's corrupt. And a lot of people are watching this movie and getting very upset about it. So if you check out I Care a Lot, it's out on Netflix. The movie is very disturbing, but it's an awareness that you need to know about. I hope they catch all those people that do all those things to those old people and throw them all in the penitentiary. They better not send them to a camp. Alan Scott, you're almost at 1,000 subs, bro. Yeah, I know, man. I'm there now. This is Sickester 3812. Credit One, bro, not Capital One. Oh, yeah, I did this little kind of commercial for the Chime card. And then, so they got a credit builder card. And, man, my credit was 512. Now it's up to 633 because the Chime credit builder card. And then they sent me a Capital One card. I got a $300 credit limit. And the card says Capital One on it, but I think the company's Credit One. So if that clears it all up. But there's a link for that Chime card. You can get $75 if you sign up for a Chime card and get your paycheck direct deposited. If you get $200 direct deposited on the Chime, you get $75, and then you can just stop it and get your paycheck however you normally got it. Get the free $75, guys. Sherry, good information. Stan Cormy. Stan sends me a lot of comments. Inmates have it too good in prison. Yeah, well, say that to the inmate, man. Yeah, it's easy to say now that I'm out. Too good in prison? It's still prison, man. Even though it's club fed or whatever you want, it's a camp, it's a low. It's prison, man. We might not have a fence, and that's not having the fence is psychologically, it messes with your mind. You know you can walk away anytime you want. I mean, they will catch you, and you'll be looking over the shoulder. They catch guys within 2 days. Anybody that walks out of a camp, it's usually within 2 days you're caught. Maybe 3 days. And then you'll never do time at a camp again. You'll always be behind a fence. They add 2 years to your sentence. And some guys think the 2 years is worth it. And they might have a real emergency going on at home while they got to leave the camp. Some guys go to Mexico, and few of them never get caught, but there's always that option. I didn't have that luxury. I did my time. Let me see here. I'm gonna. Uh-oh. Chris from Alabama, 18 months. I can't take your call, Chris. I'm in the middle of a video, but this is another guy that calls me all the time. Was he getting sentenced today? I'm gonna call him back, and but I love getting these calls. I just wish I could talk. I don't want to put him on blast on the video. He did say he would come and do a video with me after he gets sentenced because he was worried about somebody finding out before he got sentenced that he didn't want to come on YouTube quite yet. Anyways, but he will. So the guy Jonathan, who is doing the year and a day, he was so scared to do that. He'll be out in like 8 months. I'm going to read you some emails from him. Let's go to the CORRLINKS. So I've already signed into the CORRLINKS. And no, I haven't. It logged me out. So here's how you get on the CORRLINKS. It's a very simple, plain website. But he just sent me a letter today. A message today. Let's see here. Okay. Let me read you something real quick here. It says, Jonathan says, so I got a viewer out there who put $150 on Jonathan's books. That was Alex. So let me read you here. It says, hey, man, thank you so much for facilitating that. I'll give him a call later sometime today. This means so much to me. I really appreciate it. I said, John, there should be $150 on your books from Alan G. He is a YouTube viewer that reached out to me and wants to help you. He's going to put $150 on your books every month until he has to turn himself in. And then so I sent Jonathan his phone number. Jonathan called him and told me, they had a good conversation. So this guy, Alan, I might have said Alex. Alex gave me $100, a different Alex. This is Alan. He put $150 on Jonathan's books. He's going to do it every month, and he's facing prison time. What a great guy, man. So, Alan, thank you for helping out Jonathan. And I got a guy, like the guy who just called me, Chris, and Jonathan was working at McDonald's before he turned himself in. Yeah, all these guys committed crimes and might have had money at the time of before they got caught, but the feds took everything away from me. I ended up homeless. I ended up homeless, sleeping in a park, running from the law. I didn't show up for my first court date, but they locked me up and then let me out to do a drug program, and then I got to stay out on pretrial, and it was 4 years of pretrial hell, and I lived in my car for a while on pretrial. I didn't tell them about it because I relapsed a couple times, came up with dirty tests, but I finally got clean and went to prison, and I've been clean ever since, and life's a little better today. I am, like a lot of people, on collecting unemployment right now. I got laid off from a job. I got out after prison, and I got a job cooking at a drug rehab in San Francisco, and they were paying me $19 an hour. This pandemic hit, and the drug program basically closed down, but I got laid off. And, thanks to Biden, that little extra $300 a week, and it's paying my rent. And something will happen. These restaurants are going to start opening up again. We're, trying to wait for the vaccine and get vaccinated like the rest of us and get on track. And but anyways, things aren't too bad today. Let me go back to some of these emails. So I got so many of these so many comments from you guys. So I don't want to take up all the time on here. Sherry says, "Hey, are you still doing a video? That was a day ago." Yes, I'm doing this video, Sherry. Yeah, I'm back doing videos. Who's this? LM7 Chevy Arta 89 Backyard Family Builds. Wow, what a long one. This goes on in Michigan prisons. This goes on, period. Oh, they saw the Supermax sex scandal. Yeah, so I did there was a guard who got caught having sex with an inmate in the Supermax in the food service area where I worked, and I did a video, and I had newspaper clippings all about it. I think she got 2 years probation and ended up getting no time. The guy who actually, the inmate who she had the sex with, he's got a comment down here below, and he contacted me because I couldn't remember his name. And anyway, we'll get to that one. Let's see here. This is a long one. This is a really long one from Sarah. As I was just an 11-year-old girl, I thought about how I would create such a prison like the ADX Florence Supermax prison, but this was in the year of 1980-81, a few years before the BOP was forced to build the USP Florence AdMax in Colorado. She goes on and on about this prison. But Sarah, it's just a long one here to read. Thanks for watching the videos, Sarah. And, I did answer her. A couple people replied to her, too. You're joking, right? Somebody says meth is a hell of a drug. Anyways, you guys can read it, too. It's in the comments. Let's see. Mick Harrison. In the 80s, England, I was at Strangeways Prison, age 20, a silly boy back then. Just for football-related fight and criminal damage of a pub. Lots of laughs. Point being, I was in the chow queue and nicked an extra biscuit. Nicked means stole, I think, in English terms. Extra biscuit. Thought I got away with it. But sadly, a kitchen assistant grasped me. See, some of these times that they talk about there, because of my original date for release was a Sunday, they can't let you out at the weekend here in UK, so if that happens, they have to let you out. They have to let you out on Friday. But because nicking the biscuit, they gave me an extra day, so instead of getting out at 6 a.m. Friday, I had to do the weekend, LOL. And the day stood up in solidarity, and no biscuits for a week. Just a little story on brick kitchens and going ons. I can't do a very good accent there, but I wrote him back saying we got a breakfast meal called biscuits and gravy here, so I'll think about your story next time I have them. And I got people from England watching my channel, man. I'm honored, man. And that's just great. That's the beauty of the internet, man. You never know who you're going to reach out to. Let's see here. How do we go? Oh, here we go. Here's the guy, the Supermax sex scandal. Here's the guy who had sex with the female. Well, his first name is Marcos, and if you want to read it, you got to go to that. You got to read the comment yourself and find out. I'm not going to tell you his last name, but he put it out there. So he starts off with. He had a 5-year sentence and he got sent to a low. Because when I did the video, I know they took him away and we never heard what happened to him. And we did find out he never told on her. Because he could have said, there's a big sex harassment thing going on in prisons. And you see signs everywhere that if a guard tries to, sexually harass you or come at you or just look at you, or you're supposed to call this number and turn in the guard. And he could have probably turned her in and claimed rape on him and sued the government, and, but he kept his mouth shut. We found out that much, but we never found out how much time he got. Everybody was guessing. Everybody was guessing he didn't get how much time she got or what happened to him. But so it says here he had a 5-year sentence and he got sent to low. So he didn't get any time added. He already had the 5-year sentence, but he got sent to low. I think that's what you're talking about, Marcos. Because I wrote him back. We never heard what happened to him. He could have filed against her and got money or early release or made some kind of deal, but he did the right thing. I hope they didn't add more time to his sentence. Her husband worked at the USP, and he was an asshole. I met him when I had to do lockdown food service at the USP when they would lock down the USP. So he writes back, I know what happened to him because that was me, LOL. You got my last name wrong and my sentence for my conviction wrong. Yeah, well, see, I didn't want to give up his name, but I couldn't remember. Anyways, because I only been there, man. I just when I first got to camp, and I was only there a month before all this happened. But you know, I was there when it happened. So I wrote back, if that really was you, I purposely gave out the wrong name and the wrong information because I don't want to put anybody on blast. But if that was you, do you remember me? We only worked together for about a month. Anyways, look like you're out now. Hope everything worked out. And then he writes, he goes, hell yeah, I respect that. LOL. But yeah, they hit me with a knife shot because I didn't want to talk or put Miss K on blast. LOL, good times. Now, the reason I know that this is the real guy, because he called her Miss K. See, he called her Miss K. It was Kowalski or something was her last name. And he called her Miss K. And only people that worked at that Supermax would call the guard Miss K. There was, there's Miss T. There was, you know what I mean? And I know this is the guy. So they hit him with a knife shot. I didn't remember reading this part. So maybe they hit him with a knife shot. I still don't know if they added more time to him. But anyways, that's the real guy that happened. So let's see here what else we got. Thanks for your Green Freak XXXX3, something like that. Says, thanks for your videos are very real and informative. This person watched the prison medical video, how bad the medical system is in there. Michael Ross, I was looking for serial killer vids and YouTube recommended this. Okay, well, probably had something to do with the Supermax, and who knows how YouTube really works. Adam says, you can't spell scandal. Oh, yeah, I spelled it with a SCANDL, like candle. Well, hey, man, what can I tell you? I never finished college. I was doing white-collar crimes instead. No, Evie Lau says, thank you. I talked to him a few times, and I hope you're doing well, my friend, and I know we'll be in touch again. I don't think he's got sentenced yet, but he's going to. Says, question, a friend got sentenced for 1 year and a day. Do you think she is going to a camp? It all depends what the crime was. A year and a day. Do you think she is going to a camp? So, since it's a she is probably not a chomo. But although, that can happen, because you can't be a chomo, go to a camp. Can't have any violent, if you ever have any escapes, if you even have failure to appear for not showing up for another court case, if you've ever assaulted a guard or fought back to any law enforcement or something, or tried to resisting arrest, things like that, they won't send you to a camp. It depends what the crime is, and if you have a long criminal history, so it really depends. Let's see. Lockjaw Jr. Is camp for only nonviolent? For that charge, that's basically it's nonviolent criminals, nonviolent people. But you could have violence from 10 years ago. They go back 10 years. So if you had violent charges 15 years ago, yeah, you could probably go to a camp. And you can have gun charges and go to a camp. It's just if you use the gun in the crime. If the gun was locked up in your closet, you can still go to a camp. Sometimes the gun was in the trunk of your car. You can still go to a camp. Kind of depends. But they have a way of separating violent people from non-violent people, the feds. They just have a way. You don't really see any hardcore angry. I mean, people are angry that they're in prison, but when people in the penitentiary, they're angry. You know what I mean? People at a camp are happy angry because they all got an out date. They're going home. We don't have gangs. You don't have to show your paperwork and worry about getting, beat up the first day there and every day there. You don't have to look over your shoulder, and you can sit at any table you want to on chow. I mean, we do separate the tables, but you are allowed to go mix with other races, and you know what I mean? And it's nothing like the penitentiary. So those are your violent criminals. And I'm sure some nice guys go to the penitentiary too, but, you know, yeah, I'm going to say the camp for only nonviolent. I'm going to say basically yes. There are exceptions. D, this person just called D. Rules are more laid back at camps. Everyone is 1 foot out the door. Most are parole violators or short timers, so they will go straight to camp. Well, when you say short timers, so you know the average time at a camp is like 5 years. So you can the time at a camp is 10 years or less. I've seen a lot of guys get to 10 years. A lot of guys get 8 years. Some guys get 15. They do the first 5 at a low, and then they do the last 10 at a camp. You know what I mean? Parole violators, there's a couple guys. Sometimes you get well, for one, they don't have parole anymore. They had parole maybe till 1992, and they stopped it. Now it's just federal probation. So you could be a probation violator. So if I came up with a dirty drug test right now, I could get sent back to the camp for like 6 months. So I give them I test every week, guys, in a cup. You know, my whole life's peeing in a cup. Swear to God, it's always peeing in that cup, and it's always clean. And it's going to stay that way because I don't want to go back to the camp. And you know what? Probation doesn't always give you a second chance. I heard so many stories about guys peeing in that cup and it's dirty, and they're right back at the camp, man. I've seen guys come back up there. But, you know, I don't see, most are not there for parole violations or short timers. Most people are there for 5 years or more. That's the second most one is like a 1 or 2 years or 3 years. That's maybe 30%. And then, you know, and then another 30 is 5 years. And then the rest of them are, you know, 5 to 10 years. So that's not true. At least at the camp I went to, which was Florence, Colorado. No parole in the Fed system, MC says. Yep, that's right. I just said that. They stopped the parole. It's only and Tango Valley says no parole. So you guys know. Darren Reed, your videos have been very informative. Thank you, bro. Well, thank you for watching them, Darren. Little Crazy says, okay. All right. Watched the prison politics video I did. How we don't really have politics. We don't have to show paperwork. We don't have cars and shot callers and gangs. Although there's some shot callers. The Pisces, there are cars, the Pisces, but they're nice Pisces, okay? They're not, at least they're nice on the outside anyways. They're not, it's not gang, so you don't have to, there is no gang to join other than the Pisces, but I'm going to call it a club, okay? You know how the Hells Angels say they're not a gang, they're a club? The Pisces in camp are a club. We'll just leave it at that. Missing a jaw, rest the neck before I do for you. That's the name of this person. You get it. Hard for normal people. Oh, life after prison as a white-collar criminal. Yeah, that's another video I did. And I got more comments. That's probably enough for now. I'll save some more to read. I'm going to go live Thursday, March 11th. At 1 p.m. California time. That'll be 4 p.m. on the East Coast. And try out this new monetization and super chats on there. I don't know how it all works. I'll figure it out as I go. I still haven't learned to edit very good, guys. I'm learning. I get this free software, Shotcut, and trying to put text on my videos. And I did it the other day, and the whole video went away. And I tried it again, and it shrunk the video. And I'm 56 years old, and I'm trying. But, you know, I went to prison for computer crimes. Wherefore, I thought I was Mr. Brilliant. I get out of prison, and I mean, you miss 4 years of computer world, and everything's, it's a changing world. It's a changing world out there. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching the videos. Tomorrow on Wednesday, Raheem's coming on. Got 27 months sentenced today. We're going to talk all about that. Where he's going to go, how he got through it, what he's still got left to go through. Real good guy. We talk a lot on the phone. Subscribe, hit the like button. See you tomorrow.